All right, and we should be live. Let's see, I'm going to check on YouTube. I'm streaming.
I'm
And
reloading
yeah, we're
YouTube
good to go.
a bunch.
What's that?
I'm reloading YouTube too.
Okay, I don't know how much of a delay there's going to be. We'll see. All right, but yeah, we're live with Chess on the Brain. We've got two students here. So we are going by K and X, right? We've got K and X. We're going to do some chess tempo puzzles first, talk about solving tactics, and then we can play some games. Maybe look at some live broadcasts too, analyze some games. All right, so let's go ahead. Can you guys see it on screen share?
Yeah.
Chess tempo? Okay. These are getting pretty hard, and these are going to be some tricky ones. It'll be
But
challenging.
coach, this is another freemium site, and yet you like this fine and you don't like chess.com.
I'm not seeing any ads on the site. Are you seeing
Oh,
any
that's
ads?
the difference. Not with the ad. I feel like you're not going to hear that from any Gen Zs. You just hear that from Gen X and millennials. Yeah.
Oh, you mean Gen Zs are just okay. Just throw the ads at me. I don't care. I'm used to it. I grew up with just like at age 1 just watching ads, right?
Yeah, exactly. We're just used to this. Either way.
I mean, no chess. Yeah, we've had our debates, but chess.com, Lichess, they both have their benefits. I do like that, but again, totally free on Lichess. But yeah, chess.com has some cool features.
Chess.com.
So. You're both going for chess.com?
Oh yeah.
I recruited Mark many years ago.
I've always been chess.com. I've been chess.com before you were born.
I know you guys use chess.com. I'm just saying, but in terms of, I don't know. I heard about it a few years ago, and like I started using it a bit for Chess 960, but then I just realized, hey, it's just. I think a lot of people like it because it's light, it's lightweight. It's very simple. It's basic, but some people like that. But yeah, okay. For Gen Zers, I guess you guys like that chess.com thing. All right. So knight 8 to d7. They're both F knights, right? Just went to d7. All right. What's going on? Let's just talk about the context first. What do you guys observe about this position? It's white to move. What do you observe?
Well, the white's rook is in h6, just kind of like.
Yeah, it's a slightly weirdly placed piece for.
Yeah, but it's kind of.
It isn't very.
Wait, hold on. Wait, what was Kay saying first? What were you saying?
About the rook being on the white rook being on h6, which is kind of like poking a thorn into their defense.
Okay, so you're saying it's strong in a sense. Well, it has invaded their territory, and then X is saying with code names. X is saying that it's also kind of. Wait, what were you saying? It's kind of awkward or not ideally placed, or what were you saying?
Yeah, to me, I mean, I don't really see what it's doing. It's hitting a piece that's defended by pawn. So, I mean, I guess in a way it's kind of thorny, but if it's really that much of a thorn, Black can just put a rook on h8 and there you go. You're getting that rook traded off fine. And so, I don't know. To me, it just feels slightly weird and slightly misplaced and unimportant to the attack.
Okay.
I agree.
We'll see. We'll find out if there's any relevant lines with it. But I guess I see what you mean. Like, well, it's looking at the bishop. That's its only function, I guess. It's looking laterally at the bishop, and through the bishop at the knight. So we'll see if that ever comes up. It might be relevant, maybe not. Well, and our opponent might look at it later. We can't really play knight g4 right now because our knight's covering it. But we'll see whether it's a vulnerability or not. Okay, let's look at the center. What's going on in the center? Maybe the queen side.
The queen is queen side has knight on c3, kind of not letting the queen do much with the pawns and the knight.
Not letting. Black is not letting the white knight do much.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of pressure on e4 too, isn't there?
Yeah. Yes, also, it's castle king.
That's inside of the board.
Whose king would you say is a little bit safer? Is anyone safer?
I'd say white safer.
Because what's going on?
Diagonal.
This diagonal, the h2 to b8.
Yeah, that diagonal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a little bit exposed. Maybe the bishop can go to f4 at some point. And you mentioned there's a pin, kind of not really a pin, but the knight can move if it wants to, but the queen's putting some pressure on c3 and d2. Yeah. So yeah, but there's no immediate threat by black, but they do have a little pressure on our position. And our king is a little safer than their king. We also have more center right? We have two nice pawns in the middle if we can hold on to them. Okay, so let's start looking at some forcing moves now to solve this. Now that we understand what's going on, maybe as we look at forcing moves, we'll figure it out a little more. Do you guys see anything right off the bat?
Well,
single ground.
the first move that pops into my mind was probably just like thinking about forcing wise. It's probably just to play. The first move for me at least is probably just to play e5 because it just looks nice and it takes space, but that kind of just opens up Black's bishop a little bit and makes it harder for your pieces to infiltrate. So I don't think that's right. So then the other thing I was looking at was
It's worth looking at. Yeah, I mean, it is the threat. So we start with capture checks and checks, then captures, then threat. So it's a little bit lower category, but it's a threat against the knight. But you're like, okay, maybe not anything concrete. We'll kind of table that. Maybe we'll come back to it. Any other candidate moves? You said another one?
And then, well, the other one that this is purely instinct is putting the bishop on g5.
I just looked at that too. Yeah. Okay. Why do you want to go there?
Because
it's just kind of like trapping the king.
If you're trying to, well, it pins the knight to the hanging bishop. Well, to the undefended bishop. Sorry, not hanging. And it also maybe can help your rook eventually see a bit of daylight and it blocks off your opponent's rook on the d file because his bishop moves and it makes his life harder because then you can just attack. And then it also threatens.
It does do quite a few things. Well, wait, does it threaten e5 right away?
Yeah, that's just what I was about to say. It threatens e5 too.
I can't do it right. Oh, I'd have to put it on the Zoom thing. But yeah, it does kind of looks like it threatens e5. Well, after e5, knight d5, you can maybe look at taking on d5. There's another feature of this position, talking about undefended loose pieces. So the bishop on e7 is undefended. What's the other piece in Black's position that's undefended that might become relevant here?
The queen's loose.
Yeah, that's big. That's big. Well, there's really three main features there that were kind of okay. You mentioned maybe something on the. Let me get out those arrows because I can't do it through the board like on chess.com or Lichess. All right, so we can come here. We can think about putting pressure on the diagonal. Maybe this one, maybe in the future as well. We looked at that. We looked at e5 ideas, and we're talking about the vulnerability of potentially of these pieces as well as maybe the king, just because he's got some he's kind of stuck in, can't really move his pieces, he can't really move that well since the rook and knight and pawn are in the way, and yeah, he's a little porous, it's a little open in there. So yeah, well, now let's look at other forcing moves then that may take advantage of the loose queen. Can we do anything with that?
Maybe I was just moving the knight down. No, just.
I mean, you're gonna be able to strike at the queen if you move your knight. So it's worth looking at any knight move because that you're gonna have one move to deal. You're gonna have one move to deal with it, but then that queen is the queen is gonna be hanging. So where can your knight move? Let's look at those candidate moves also, because bishop g5 looks good, but it might be a little slower.
Yeah, that's the problem. It's too slow.
It's possible, but it's a little less forcing. I want more forcing. We'll get to that if the other ones don't work, because we start at the top, most forcing. Or we set up a forcing.
Maybe if you put the I was thinking if there was a line where you put the knight on b5, there could be some options with the open c file and the bishop holding the king in from f4. So that was the original idea because d5, if you put the knight on d5, that just loses a piece. Same with a4. And knight e2 just looks really awkward. Then the queens just get traded off.
Okay, hold on. Well, there might be. Okay, you mentioned. I looked at b5 first. Actually, I looked at that. I'm like, well, there's something like maybe if they take, you have maybe knight takes a7. Now that would be cool if we had bishop f4. That would actually be mate. But we're not quite there yet. Bishop f4 would threaten knight b5, but it gives them, again, it threatens it, but it's kind of too slow. Yeah, we give them, I don't know, they can play, b6 or something. They can do it. They can move their b pawn or something. They have various options. They can move their rook or whatever and get out of there. So there's no mate. Now, you disregarded a couple of moves pretty quickly, so don't go down that rabbit hole. You mentioned, well, let's look at that a little bit, but also there might be one other move you just disregarded that you just missed. Which one might you want to look at? Let me just double check that it's actually working. Let's see.
Hmm. So if we
Yeah,
play,
it looks like
wait.
like we're good. Yeah, we're good. All right. So
Well,
there's another move.
I guess
Remember
the other
the loose queen on a5. There's got to be. We got to find something with that.
Knight,
Yeah.
knight d5.
Okay, look at the
Yeah,
lines. Calculate those lines.
Knight d5.
What happens?
Because they can't take because you just take their queen. So and then you take their bishop.
Ah, and there's the problem with the king
There's
placement.
four.
He can't get to the bishop. You see that one, X? You see that one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Knight d5, then knight takes e. Okay, is there any glitch there, or does it just work?
No. Well, unless they just.
It's a fork essentially. I mean, well, it's a discovered attack against the queen, but it's a double attack. Then you're hitting the queen, you're hitting the bishop. They have to deal with both. And so, what do you think? You said, what were we saying, Kay? What do you think? Any possible reaction to that might hold for them?
I think that if they just actually there's nothing. Well,
Not really. I mean, they can't. It reminds me. There's a famous Bronstein game that's kind of like that too. But I mean, you're just hitting all the vulnerable points. We're exploiting this one.
E4 and C5 don't work, and your own knight definitely gets in the way.
All right, cool. Looks like that's it. Knight d5. Let's double check. I don't see any problems. Good thing our king is on b1. As we said, it makes a difference. The safer king. That's why they often do that in a Sicilian, like against the dragon. They'll play king b1 to go knight d5 against the queen on a5. You guys ever seen that? Because there's often in the dragon, the pawn's on e7. There's often the trick of knight d5, queen takes queen, and then knight takes e7. But if the queen takes the queen with check, it doesn't work. That's why king b1 is often a useful prophylactic move. Yeah. Oh, they're just hanging their queen? Oh, they're trying to get like two pieces, but whatever. Oh, I thought we had to play it out from there. Okay, we're at 1844. That puts us at, it puts us at 1844. All right, let's at least get to 1850. Okay, you ready for the next one? You guys ready?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, that was pretty cool. I mean, once you see the idea, it all works. Okay, bishop e6. What is going on here? They're hanging their bishop. Can we take it, or what's going on?
No. You take their pawn, and then and then it's mate.
Okay, hold on. Well, we got to verify that. We got to. I mean, it looks bad.
Yeah, it's mate because it's rook.
Double check it. Double check
Rook
it. So,
f4.
Yeah.
Rook f4.
It's mate.
wait, hold on. So you're saying, what's the line? So you're saying you don't want to take it because it's mate?
Yeah. Okay. So you take, right, and then you take, and then queen takes, and then king f8, and then rook f3.
Wait. Hold on. Let's
Wait. No,
double
that
check.
doesn't feel right.
Double check. Does rook f3 work?
Yeah.
Well, first of all,
Yeah.
there's a few branches there, right? If we
Rook
take
f3
it,
just hangs the rook.
yeah, right. So, but we've got to, if we're on g4, okay, then they can go rook f4, then we have to look at that. But he can't go to f3. It doesn't make sense, right, for them to go there. But we got to also look at other options. There's other branches. The first one is taking the bishop. Then we got to look at this way. We got to look at this way. We got to look at this way. You can go to h7, h8, or f8.
The king goes to f8.
If f8. Well, okay. Well, since they don't have rook f3, does that actually work?
I'm trying to see if you have anything with like queen c8 check, king 1 e7.
That actually might be their only legit check, other than like a desperate sack on g7.
Yeah, that was the one that I was looking at.
Perpetual
Queen c8 was the one that I'm looking
Okay,
at.
queen. So queen takes e6 check, king f8, queen c8 check. Okay. How do we stop? Oh, we do not have bishop e8, do we? Does bishop e8 work?
Bishop e8.
I mean, that would be one natural way. Well, we have A, B, C, away, block, or capture. The block option, does that actually do anything, or does it work tactically? Try to visualize that really clearly, what's going on here.
Yeah, I'm trying.
All right, take a minute there.
Well, the rook will take on g7, but it's a bishop.
No, that's just not good.
I mean, well, if they're gonna go for that, they'll probably just do it like maybe even right away. We'll look at that afterwards. But there's a lot of lines you have to calculate here to make sure it actually works. I mean, we could also go back and say, wait, do we have anything else that seems like it wins other than pawn takes bishop? And if not, then we could kind of, figure out that essentially pawn takes bishop is going to be our move, and then we just have to, we have to confirm that. But I don't see any other good lines for black, do you, other than taking the bishop? Because that's the thing, it's a puzzle, so we know there has to be a win.
I mean, the only other way that I think black could have anything would be, but the thing is, white has a pawn on e3, so you can't play any like queen h5 check type things. That doesn't work, I don't think. And
I mean, they just go like back to, I don't know, maybe
your rook is so
e1.
bad. If that could actually get to the d file somehow, then you might have something. But so I can discount that, and then
maybe later, like after you win the bishop, then you can bring it to c4 and start invading. But first, we just want to be able to win the bishop and not get mated or perpetual checked. That's kind of our goal here. So okay, so let's go into it. So it's probably going to be, we can kind of figure out it's going to be pawn takes bishop just by our logic. But okay, well, now we just have to verify. Okay, so queen takes check. Now let's look at, okay, so king f8. Why does queen c8, like why does bishop e8 not work after that? Visualize the queen on c8.
Yeah.
You see it, Kay?
Wait, so if the queen's on c8, oh my god. Can you remove the arrow?
Oh yeah. Let's just, okay, we know where everything is now. Let's just visualize it.
Okay. Because it hangs the queen. That's nice.
The queen's loose on c5. So we have to be aware of that. You see that one, Kay?
Yeah.
Queen e8. Can't go bishop e8. Okay, if we can't go bishop e8, let's go to another line. Maybe, what's the only other option, really? Well, I guess there's a couple of king moves. But probably the only legit one would be... that's actually getting a little tricky. The queen on
Isn't
e8.
it just...
Because they do have some... They're going to have continued checks if we go to f7.
Yeah. F7.
Well, you can go to e7 or f7 if you're not going to... It's either bishop e8, king f7, or king e7, right? After queen
I was
c8.
thinking E7.
Okay, if e7, then what does white have? A very unpleasant move after king e7. Think about the scope of white's pieces.
Oh, wait.
Oh, they have rook,
Right.
rook takes pawn.
Yeah, that's not pleasant. The rook's coming in, the queen's in our territory. I don't know. We don't even have to calculate the whole thing. I just don't like it. We can go into it if we want, but I'd rather not go into that if we can avoid it. Okay.
That was the original thing I saw, but what about if you played like, I don't even know if this is actually a line or not, but if you played, well, like I know the other move works, but if you played queen c7 check and then takes the pawn with more pieces there, does that work?
Wait. You're saying after which point? After takes e6 check, king f8, queen c8 check, king. So let's say king f7, and then you're saying queen c7 check.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And well, there's another problem is that when you're on, once you're eventually on f7, and they go to, so they're on c8 check, and then c7 check. You can't block with your queen either. There's a problem with blocking. It seems logical. Well, first of all, you're dropping your bishop on c6, but also
if you block with the queen, you just take on c7 and bye-bye.
But even better, yeah. You see that one, Kay? You see what X was just talking about? Taking on g7, deflecting the king, removing the defender from the rook, and then the queen will just take the Oh, sorry, and then the queen will take the queen. Yeah, so that's not good either. Okay, so we looked at king f8. We need to look at other options. Okay, so after queen takes e6 check, what's another option for the black king?
H8 doesn't look as good. So
well, that doesn't mean we have to dismiss it. But let's see if h7 works. Fine, we'll look at h7, and then we'll go to h8. So what if we'll look at that next. So what about h7? What does white have there? Got very active queen and rook.
Just queen g6 mate.
Queen g6 followed mate on g7. Wherever you go, you're getting mated on g7. Okay, so we only have one other viable option. After queen takes e6 check, king to... Where is it going
H8.
to look at H8? You said it didn't look good. So, you know, quick glance, fine. But let's actually investigate it. So King H8, what happens?
King H8, then... Wait, let me actually make sure I know how to
I mean, how many checks do they really have here? Let's see.
Yeah, that's actually...
There's not that many checks.
Yeah.
Well, they have their Queen C8 again, but that's a little less potent than before. And it's nice. I like the fact that our queen covers F5, because a lot of times there's perpetual tricks with like Queen F5, Queen C8, or something like that. There's no Queen F5 check available. We're covering F5.
Yeah.
So we go to H8. They try Queen C8. Then we go to H7 without getting mated from Queen G6. So after Queen C8, King H7, do they have anything? Or are we home free here?
I don't think so. I think we got it then.
Then they have to try the rook sack because they're desperate. And, well, they're down a whole piece. We're winning theoretically. So let's just see if they can, you know, if they have a draw. So their queen's going to be on C8. They're going to sack. We take back. We're on G7. Do they have a perpetual with the queen on C8?
No, they don't.
I don't think so.
No, we got a lot of coverage. Interesting. I think that's what they're trying to test.
Because they can't even rook sack because they we can just put our queen on G5. We can take on F5. The queen thoroughly.
Everything's pretty solid. You know, the interesting thing is you don't even have to move that much. I mean, well, they do have this check on C7 after King takes. They do have that, but you're covering so much this way, this way, this way. Okay, your rook's kind of useless right now, but maybe he'll come back later or something. But yeah, it's after. Let's just see concretely after King is on G7, Queen C7 check. I think you just move your king up. What if you just go up to G6? Are they running out of checks? Oh, you say after here, then you go Queen G5, Queen G3, Queen G5. Okay, they're coming back again. They're gonna keep bothering you. Queen D6, Queen F6. Okay, now what? And then they come back again, and then we tuck away on H7 and no more checks. But as long as we end up like kind of weaving our queen over there, she kind of snakes around to the king side, and then she starts to, you know, be in the proximity of our own queen, covering a lot of important squares, and I don't think they have many checks. And the nice thing is that the rook covers this and the bishop. There's not really any diagonal checks on the light squares anymore. So yeah, I think we're good. Can we go for it?
Yep.
I want to see this all playing out.
You want to play it out?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's take the bishop. Hopefully it works. Now we said, okay, F8 doesn't work because of Queen C8. So basically H7 fails that's just losing. Queen G6, mate in 2. So King H8, now it looks kind of bad because it's like, oh, they have all these checks. But they don't have E8, which is nice. If they had E8, we would lose after Queen E8 and then Queen G6 again. They only have C8, but then they get too far away. That's correct. We only have one move. And that's all we need to do. We are on an all-time high tactic run. Okay, the last 7 have been correct. Cool. Wait, is that, it's 100 free points, or what is that? I don't know.
Yeah, we got 100 points.
I mean, it's like some other points. It's not the actual rating. What's that?
Said imagine a chess site that gives you points.
Yeah, it's giving us some carrots. Good incentives. 1867. Wait, no, we were like what? Below 8. We were trying to get to 1850, right? It might have just given us a bonus on that or something. I don't know.
Yeah, we passed. We did it, Coach.
Cool. Now let's.
We're now done.
Now let's do some games. Do you want to take a look and see look at the broadcast real quick? See what's going on. Yeah, I think we're okay. We're good here. Yeah. And let's go to the broadcast. And this one. Oh yeah, there are some pretty cool ones, and pulled up some of those silent but deadly moves. There were some tricky ones in there that I pulled. But let's look at the broadcast real quick. Let's do
watch. Want to play some games?
You ready to play some games?
Yeah, I want to play.
Okay.
I want to see Donovan just crush somebody.
You want to crush somebody?
Like you.
Let's watch.
Yeah, there's not like any huge tournaments going on now. Anyhow, I think they finished a lot, some really big ones that were recent. There's some
I want Donovan.
You guys can look at those later if you want. What's that?
I want Donovan to crush a random person, and then I can crush a random person.
Wait, I know a guy.
Guys.
I know a random person I can crush.
A random person?
Just do it.
Are you playing on chess.com? You're going to be on chess.com? Okay.
Chess.com?
X?
I can.
X is going on chess.com? I mean, it doesn't... it's not a big deal, I guess. Wait. I guess the stream is through Lichess, but that's not a huge deal. Which one are you on?
Wait. Okay, I'll go on Lichess.
Okay.
There I go.
What's your username? Okay, I'm going to follow you on Lichess. What's your username on there?
Why do you want
It's the
Leech's
same
diamond?
thing.
Don't betray us.
Bro, because he
There's
made
X.
I've been
No,
paid.
no X.
I'm bribed. I'm
Stop it,
bribed.
X.
Bribe.
Bribed.
What bribe is this?
The bribe that you gave me. All right.
There's no bribe.
When's the
To,
check gonna
there's
arrive?
no bribe to use Lee Chess. Lee Chess is totally free.
When's the bribe gonna arrive?
You're trying to defame the site, huh?
Yeah, I am. Puzzle of the day, tournament winners, variants, all these nobodies right on the screen. When David Bennett started screaming, what is this? It can't even prepare me for a 15-10 game? What is this thing?
Okay.
It's literally not pairing
All
me
right, so
for
you're playing
15-10
against
game.
Art Tejero. You started?
Yeah. It literally only just paired me.
All right, I'm spectating. Okay.
It literally only just paired me.
I'm about to say.
Yeah, it paired you with like 10 seconds. Okay, so we got an 1880 Art Tejero. Let's see, where are they from? It doesn't say where they're from. All they have is one rating for the rapid. That's rapid. Okay.
Let's go down.
I think it's
Let's
rapid.
go
Yeah.
X. Blah, 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 blah.
Okay, we have a French. That's great. Okay. French is a great opening. Queen
Well,
B6.
it's great when it turns out like this, not exchange variation.
Well, actually, I think they're supposed to play A. I think A3 is actually one of the strongest moves. Like, if they're going to do the immediate, they pushed right away, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, they played knight F3 first, and then they pushed, and then they went, okay, so they kind of transposed into that variation with an immediate push and then C3. Now, this is just, it's quite, interestingly, it's like white has space, but they're kind of passive here. And you're just going to be bearing down on their D4 pawn's going to have some problems.
I got problems.
They're going to be tied up. Yeah, you get just because you have the
But no,
space.
it's
Space is
crazy.
not. It shows you space is not everything.
Like, you know how we play Bishop E2? It's crazy how in this position so many people
Play
play
Bishop D3.
Bishop E3, and then I just defenestrate them.
Oh, they
It's crazy how
go, they go E3 or D3,
they go Bishop E3.
and then
It's
you
terrible.
just take. Actually, in those situations, what you can do is you can take the B pawn, and then when they bring the knight out, you could even play like C4 sometimes. You can even play C4.
No, that's what I was taught to do by Komodo. I play that. I play
Oh.
C4.
Good job, Komodo. All right.
Yeah, I actually
Okay.
pay attention to what Komodo teaches me. I pay attention to what Komodo teaches
Okay, so you're going for this now. I'm pretty sure if I've seen this, they probably should have taken it. I think there's like knight E7 and knight. Oh, if they had taken it, then B3 would have been a problem for them. But they may. I don't know. Their bishop's going to be pretty
Well,
miserable.
I like it when they take.
Pretty miserable
When they
bishop.
take, I can just try to go queen side and open up my rook on the G file against the king.
That is true, and then you can actually just leave your king there or castle queenside and just go all out on the. Okay, they weakened themselves now, haven't they? Theoretically, they want bishop b2 probably, but they theoretically weaken themselves, don't they?
Yeah.
Well, where is the weakness? Theoretically, where's the weakness they've just created?
Theoretically, the weakness is on c3.
The moment they played that, no, I mean that's real because you may end up getting in there with a bishop or knight or a rook later on.
Wait, am I stupid or did they hang a pawn?
Oh wait, they didn't do anything about that, did they? They just didn't.
The literal whole purpose. That's a bad knight, and the whole purpose is to get it there so I can take this one.
Well, I think they went wrong somewhere. I mean, I already don't like the again. I already do. Now I think after queen b6, I think the move is a3. I know one of my students plays this, and I think the move is a3 after queen b6. And then b4 is often played, and then maybe bishop something weird like bishop b2. But that's often not that bad.
I think I take with that one to hold the threat on the e pawn. I'm pretty sure.
You take with which one?
I take with the knight. I'm pretty sure I take with the knight that I just took with, because then I hold the threat on the e pawn.
Oh yeah, true. That made sense. Yeah. Oh, now you're taking with your knight. I mean, I guess you could have taken with your queen too.
Yeah, I mean, I just.
No,
really
if you had taken with the queen, you would have forced a queen trade.
Yeah, I know, but I like to be able to develop my queen.
Well, there's this. No, you're fine. You're fine. Just find the best.
Yeah, I think I just
find the best.
This is what I like.
Oh, this is good. I see. So you probably played this line before, haven't you? It's
Yes,
like
I played this line hundreds of times.
your opponent basically walked into your trap. It's a French.
This isn't really a trap. They walked into my friend line. But yeah.
Okay, now keep it simple here. What's the simplest response to all this stuff? What do you think they want? Oh, no, that's not that simple. No, what do you think they want?
Not that simple. Nice.
No, what do you think they wanted with knight c3?
It's like, what's the simplest line?
No, I mean, like given that they want knight a4, right? Like they want knight a4 when they go knight c3. Did they do it? No, they didn't do it. You got lucky. They had no, they could have gone knight a4. They could have forked you, and then no, I was thinking just take their bishop. Okay, you make your move, right? But what I was thinking was take their bishop and then take the bishop on e3 and just trade down, and then
Whoops, I'm a choker.
okay, whatever. Just yeah, you're fine.
Oh, I don't like this anymore.
You're good. They played knight a4 at the wrong time. They played it too late.
I only plays one wrong move. Yeah, I don't like this. This is a bad position. All right.
Wait, you think it's a bad position for you?
Yeah.
Why is it bad for you? You're up a pawn with it.
Because my queen is more ugly than my face.
Okay, deal with your queen then. Find the best move for your queen. Think it through.
I
Think it
don't-
through. Take your time. Take your time. Think it through. Find the
That
best.
is sad when a queen's
Think of the best move for your
Yeah,
queen.
Mark's like, I see your face too often. I know.
Okay. Yeah, but yeah, again, when they went knight, we'll look at it afterwards. But when they go knight c3, just take their bishops, trade down, you know. But anyway,
Yeah, I know.
okay.
I kind of missed that.
So yeah, you missed that, but just keep it. Yeah, that's a wake up call. So don't just be careful it doesn't happen again. Just
be better at chess.
just
Yeah.
don't do it again. Okay, now you're woke. Now you woke up. All right, now you woke up. Okay, knight
Yeah.
a4. Okay.
I mean, I'm sorry, I'm a bit rusty. I've been taking a bit of a break.
No, a break. Well, actually, a break can be rejuvenating. I mean, a break could be a good
It
thing.
was just kind of bumming me out.
Okay, so they're like basically sacking another pawn right now. Should you take it or
Yeah.
just castle or something?
We take it.
You're going for it. Okay. I mean, they could. Okay, let me ask you this. Okay, does rook? Okay, let's anticipate. Does rook c7 actually do anything for them?
7, no.
Why not?
I will come eat your
What would you do? What would you do if they went rook c7?
I would just castle.
Well, you might not even have to do that. Think about it. You have another move. I mean, they're not even threatening anything with. I mean, it looks scary, but they're not actually doing anything with rook c7.
Knight c6.
You might be able to. Yeah, you might be able to just trap. If they had played that, you may have been able to trap them. But just